Hey, have you heard of the Bush League podcast? Because if you haven't, you're missing out.
We're not really as formal and as planning as people think. We're more of just, shoot from the hip kind of people. So we just kind of roll with whatever comes next.
What's next?
Shoot from there.
I so did.
I'm not sure what Cameron's doing over there in his office. You guys can't see this, but if you could, it'd be embarrassing for him.
What do you think the chances you would survive out there in the wilderness?
Yeah, I honestly think I could survive because I'm hairy and I have that extra layer of security.
Until hunting season, you get mistaken for a bear.
So I take it we're not going to go stay out in the woods to look for Bigfoot then?
Well, Tyson doesn't even like to go camping, let alone go out in the woods.
I would go look for Bigfoot, though.
I'm shocked.
What do you do if you find him?
What do you do? Hog tie him?
You bring him on the podcast.
How do you know he speaks English?
Good question.
They don't speak, Kevin.
How do you know?
Maybe through a series of grunts and sign language at best.
Oh, like what you do.
So make sure you check out Gary, Tyson, Jeremy, and that guy Cameron on the Bush League podcast.
Well, it depends what woods where you are, boys. There's
What do you
probably
mean?
a big distinction.
Why does it depend on the woods?
Well, probably if you're in like the middle of Jamaica or some crazy place like that.
Jamaica? What did they ever do to you?
I just can't get past being lost in the woods in Jamaica.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loot Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Resident Daryl, and I am back with the second half of this past week's show. This right here is this week's official topic. But first, don't forget to check out our socials. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to us on all the platforms, and leave us a review on iTunes. These things are super important. Also, I can't stress enough that we will be doing a stream April 18th. It is a 12-hour stream from noon to midnight. The original intent was to raise money for the March of Dimes charity, but now with a nationwide seek shelter, lockdown, quarantine, and a worldwide pandemic, we don't really know what the current status is of said fundraiser. But we're still going to stick to the date. We're still going to do some streaming. We're going to play some games with the community. So we would love for you guys to join us. Tell your friends, tell your family, bring some people, and kick it with the Loot Bros. With all that being said, let's finish up the show.
Grab him by the twat, Daryl.
All right.
That was a good one. I get it. All right, so
It's relevant.
what were you going to say?
That's it. We're moving to the twat.
Grab him.
Yeah, the twat.
Grab him by the twat.
Grab him by the bussy.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's the butt gina.
The bussy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The butt china sounds funnier. Front butt.
All right, speaking of front butts, this week's official topic. This week's official topic comes in from Zach Cheney, and he writes in a pretty good one, I thought. A nice, fun one for the butt Jonas. Says, are you guys done yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it says,
You're the one that said butt, John.
It says, pick one game to handle these aspects the best in your opinion. But the kicker is you can't put the same game more than once. The categories are music, story, gameplay, bosses, level design, protagonists, antagonists, highest difficulty, new game, plus DLC, co-op, online, and trophies and achievements. Josh, take the floor. What you got?
Can I just say, this is a very meaty twat. Just for the record.
Let's take you want to take turns with each category?
That's fine. We can start with music.
Music.
Music
make you lose control.
Lose control.
Continue.
So I said
we're gonna sub that out
the
instead of dubstep. I'm gonna put that in for my samples now. Every time I get a trophy.
Dude, that'd be epic.
You should.
That'd be epic. So I'm gonna say the same one Daryl had on this because I mean, as soon as I see music, I thought of Killing Floor 2 because you're killing zombies listening to Impending Doom and Fit for a King, and there's freaking you can't get any better than that. Soundtracks for that game is amazing.
I agree. It's got Living Sacrifice in it, therefore it's automatically top tier.
Top tier. So we're all gonna do music first, right?
Yep.
So Frosty.
Didn't that dude break his hip when he came? Then they came through.
Yeah, he did break his leg or his hip or something.
What's up, guys? We're Living Sacrifice. We're metal as F. Crunch. That was funny. Music. Mega Man. I think Mega Man has some of the greatest the greatest soundtrack ever. I couldn't pick out like what one particular game because 3 come to mind. Mega Man 2, 3, and X. I feel like have the best soundtrack. Just overall, like the soundtrack for those games always killed it. They're really cool. So
Nice.
T-Bird.
I put Doom 2016.
That's a good answer.
Nothing
good
like some
answer.
old
Good
heavy
answer.
Metal. Good heavy metal blasting demons in the face.
Yeah.
That's all you
Ripping
need.
and tearing the vagina.
China.
China.
But China.
Because it came from China.
Dude, that was the funniest video in the world. Oh my god. That was the funniest thing ever, dude. China.
Oh god.
Why do you call it that? Because it came from China.
China.
Love him or hate him, that dude's effing hilarious.
That dude is hilarious. I wish we were related.
Same. And, hey, let me borrow about $1 million.
That is a huge investment.
It's a huge amount.
I will loan you a small loan of $1 million.
Just a small loan of $1 million.
Billions and billions.
Yeah.
China.
Oh my gosh. All right. Josh, story.
Yes. Story, I said God of War, the newest one that came out.
That's a good one.
It's really
Pretty good. Especially the ending of it.
No.
Ending was freaking crazy.
Spoilers.
Like after credits roll.
Oh yeah. The ending.
Mm-hmm.
The ending, yes.
There's like the front butt ending, then there's like the ending, like the back ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're taking a dump and you think you're done and you get up and wipe and you walk away. And then you just have one more in there
Then you
peeking.
got the little
butterfly, prairie dog.
Butterfly cheeks.
Yeah, but it's in there just prairie dogging.
Rorschach's journal.
Oh.
May 1st. I got the butterfly butt cheeks again.
Jesus Christ. You ever get the hot sauce butt?
Rorschach's journal. May 2nd. At Taco Bell. I got the hot sauce butterfly. Butt cheeks.
Oh my God, Brian.
All right. Am I next or who's next on story? I'm next, right? Story.
Sure.
I put The Last of Us, and this one was a toss up because I really wanted to use a different game, but it was like The Last of Us just did a lot for storytelling, and I think that The Last of Us is very memorable for its story, especially the relationship between Joel and Ellie. So, and I don't know what they're going to do with the second one, but if they don't continue with Joel and Ellie, I just don't think it's going to be as good. Because that whole story was contingent on
it'll be
father's love.
Yeah. It'll be Ellie, and we all know what's going to happen.
She's going to die.
Well, that's a bit extreme.
So,
story. For me, I'd say BioShock.
Ooh.
You said Mega Man.
The first Mega Man again. Yeah, BioShock, great story. Great story. Great atmosphere.
Huge.
It's good. A lot of people liked it. Huge.
China.
Is underwater.
Rapture.
No, yeah, it's, I don't know. I mean, there's not much I can say, not much else I can say about the game that hasn't already been said. But great game, great atmosphere. The ending was awesome. I kind of like, not to jump ahead, but in Antagonist, I kind of wanted to put Andrew Ryan as the antagonist in slot, because like, not to spoil the game or anything for anyone that hasn't played it. You haven't played BioShock by now, something's wrong with you. But the main villain's kind of the one pulling the strings the whole time. You just don't know it. So, great ending, great game. But the story is told through like a series of audio clips that you find, which isn't really like I wouldn't say a new concept or anything, but it's just the way they do it. You know, it gives you a chance to like be immersed in the game. Like it never takes you out of the game, but they're still able to tell their story, and it's like a very, you know, just the events surrounding Rapture and what happened. Like it's, you know, it's just very interesting. It's good stuff. It's a lot of like mystery and horror involved too. It's just, you know, makes it even more better for the story. So
More gooder.
More better.
More good and more better.
All right, T-Bird.
I cheated and put the Mass Effect trilogy.
Ooh.
Because can't just pick one of the stories, because they all have to go. They all go together. Because the choices you make in one affect two. The choices you make in two affect three. So like everybody usually has a different story with their Mass Effect games. Like I was talking to Levi. He lost some characters I didn't lose, and I'm very interested to see how his playthrough plays out on 3. Because there's some big decisions. He's missing some key people that are tied to some big decisions in that game. So
Sweet. Very nice.
And all y'all need to actually play that game, because they're just stupid good games.
Oh.
I've started Mass Effect 1 a couple of times.
Same here.
And I don't know, for whatever reason, I put it down. I was interested. I just went on to play other stuff. But I do need to sit down.
One is kind of hard to get into, but if you can muscle through it, the 2 and 3 really, like you can see like Mass Effect 1 laid the groundwork for the story, obviously, and some of the gameplay, but then you get to 2, they basically overhauled the gameplay, and it's just so much smoother. The shooting's better, the abilities are better, just all around way better than the first one. But I mean, the first one still has a great story. It's just a little dated. Just a little bit.
I dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Josh?
So this is for gameplay, right?
Yep.
Mine was Batman Arkham Knight, because I really enjoyed
Very nice.
the combat in that game. I had a really good time with it. There's another game that the fighting style kind of reminded me of Arkham Knight. I can't remember what it was though. I think I played it recently actually. I don't know, everything about the combos and everything in that game is just freaking awesome, and the game was gorgeous too. It was a beautiful game.
Yes, it was. So, it was a very, very good game. So good, in fact, that will be my 200th platinum as voted on by the community. And I got a trophy! As for gameplay, I put Control, because Control, here it comes. Controlled very well. It's such a good freaking game.
Didn't see that coming. No, pop.
Yeah. Controlled very well. It's such a good, fun game to play. So, all right. Frost?
Yes, yes.
No, I'm gonna go a little old school here on you chitlins. Gameplay wise, I went back and said Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. This is the one for the Super Nintendo, and the one deemed by fans as probably one of the best Zelda games. But there's beauty and simplicity, and this game is that. Like the controls were very basic, but there's just something about the game, like its addicting nature, and the fact that it's you're pressing B button a lot to swing your sword, sure, but you're also collecting items and stuff to help you in your adventure and unlock, different paths and to find secrets throughout the world, and just everything, the music, the atmosphere, the bosses, the boss fights. I feel like it is one of the games among many in the Super Nintendo era that kind of paved the way towards like the gameplay that we know and love, like what makes a game play well, because even before Super Nintendo, or hell, even before Nintendo, there were games that like didn't really quite get what makes a game. It's just like, hey, let's just throw this together and let's sell it and see if people grab onto it. And it's like, as people are playing the game, they're like, wait, this game plays like trash, like not every game back in the day played like Pac-Man or Space Invaders. Like they had games like E.T., which were just absolutely god awful. And so bad that they literally dumped hundreds of copies of it in the desert. That's a true story. Everyone knows that story. So
yeah, I was there.
But yeah, you're there. I was Roswell. I was there. Huge truck.
Huge.
We drove out to the desert. We did. I saw it. But no. So I don't know. I love that about those games, and just in general in that era, how they there's a ton of games I could have listed. Super Metroid was another one. Even being a 2D game, how it just grasped you with its addicting gameplay. It was smooth for a 2D game. It really was. It was gorgeous too. If you go back and play that game, like for its time, it was way ahead of its time, I feel like. but yeah, it's good to have. You don't have to be complicated to have good gameplay. You just need to be smoothness. Sometimes it needs to be simple but fun.
Yep, that's what I say about all of my cheap, easy platinums. Simple but fun.
Good fun.
T-Bird.
I put Bloodborne.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's, in my opinion, it's the Souls formula in its best form. So it got me into the series. It got me addicted to that gameplay. So it holds a special place.
In your vagina.
Basically, my butt-gina.
Real quick, not to cut in, but for some reason my mom's up at 11:19 p.m. and she sent me a link just now as we're doing this. It says GameStop is permanently closing over 300 stores.
Oh, that's terrible news.
Yes, it's terrible news at almost midnight. Thanks, Mom.
You heard it here first, folks. Breaking news. That's awful. I hope they're not closing the store I got my Resident Evil 3 Collector's Edition pre-ordered at, because that sucked butt.
Yeah, I mean, I heard rumors a while back that they would permanently close GameStops, but I guess it's starting to come true, which sucks because I love going in a GameStop, especially, I got it right across the street.
We got a guy that works with us that used to work at GameStop. He worked there for a good long while, like 6 or 7 years.
Good thing you got a new job then.
Oh.
Yeah. He has horror stories, as does everyone who worked there.
Yeah.
All the neckbeards coming in, demanding their Grand Theft Auto and their Minecraft.
And bosses. For bosses, I did say Bloodborne just because I couldn't get past the first boss, so it had to be a good boss. So.
Hey, that's a good choice.
I mean, it's got to be the best, right? Since I couldn't beat it.
Yeah, that I got. And news for you.
Turned the game in
three
buddy. Times to
they get harder.
Oh no, that's why I stopped.
The next one gets way harder.
Is it the first one's like the bird thing, right? The big white bird thing.
Yeah, big
No.
furry claw arm. That's his name.
Yeah.
But he looks like a chicken or a bird, right?
No.
What does he look like, Tanner?
He looks like a giant hairy beast with a giant arm. That's
Yeah,
nothing. That looks nothing
giant-
like a chicken.
A bird
A
arm.
giant chicken.
Chicken
No.
arm.
A giant chicken leg.
Dear Lord.
Giant.
Probably that rotisserie that Daryl ate.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to warn y'all about that, man. So. All right, for me, for bosses, I chose God of War 3. I knew it was going to be God of War because the boss fights in God of War are freaking amazing, but I wasn't sure which God of War to go with. So I went with God of War 3 just because I really, really enjoyed the boss fights in there, and I just really enjoyed that game.
I really enjoyed punching Zeus into
I know.
a puddle of blood.
And just kept doing it. I did it way past the point of like any sense.
Yeah, like the credits are rolling. Like in loving memory of, you hear.
Yep, that was me. So
A special thanks to splat, splat, splat.
blah blah.
Oh, look up, look up.
This sling, blah blah.
I forgot all about that, dude. So bad. Oh man. Bosses. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Dude, the
Some
pain.
of the best. The Fury. Some of the best bosses you'll find in any video game. So good. So good. They all have like their own unique story, and like, you know, some of them kind of leave you to the imagination a bit, but like they're awesome. They're so unique, so cool. It's like they're like bad guys from a comic book. It's really neat. But specifically, the end was one of the best boss fights in that game, hands down. It's still, I believe it's still considered like one of the best boss fights of all time in video game history. But I remember when that game first came out, playing that. It took me an hour. I fought with him for an hour and a half, like an hour and a half long boss fight. It was awesome.
And that was the sniper battle?
Yes.
Yeah, I just fast forwarded time and he died of old age.
Yeah, you could do that. Like, I didn't know you could do that.
Sounds like Sims.
I was hunting this dude down. Like, I was straight up having a sniper fight with him, man. Like, I would sneak and find him and see like his scope shining and shoot him.
Yep.
I did that a bunch. That was amazing. There's a couple ways you could beat him. You can make him go to sleep.
Yeah, you could actually kill him before that boss fight. You see him somewhere in the game. Yeah. Yeah, I read about it. I didn't actually do it because I fast forward.
Yeah, you can snipe him between two boxes, like really early in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to say I knew that, but it's been so long, you know. But yeah, great game, great bosses. I miss that game so much. I'd like to go back and play it again.
They got it on the Vita. Just saying.
Ooh.
It's
Vita.
great. That's right. I played it and beat it on the Vita.
Heck yeah.
So, all right, T-Bird.
Bloodborne.
You can't use the game more than once.
That's what I was going to put. And then, yeah.
I put Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls
Bosses.
3.
So yeah, they're. I think out of the entire series, that's probably my favorite boss lineup of all 4 games.
What's your favorite boss in that game?
Oh God.
What's the one that I kept punching in the beehole when we played it together?
The beehole.
I mean, that's a solid strategy for everything, man. You gotta be more specific.
Giving him the
No,
old
it's,
minivan.
It's Iodux Gundyr. The second time around you fight him in the game.
Which one was he?
Big stone man with a giant
You're
gavel.
not saying real words.
Those are fake, sir.
Oh, yeah.
He's the tutorial boss, but later on in the game, you fight him again.
He's hard as
but
nuts. I remember that.
he is possessed by a demon that can teleport kick you halfway across the map.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Because it's completely fair and balanced.
Yeah, it was such a dick boss. I like the Watchers. What were their name?
Yeah, the Watchers.
Was that it?
Like the fair and Watchers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That was a good boss. I only played through that game one time, man. I didn't even play the DLC. Such a shame.
Wow, you're not a true fan. Wow.
I know. Wow.
Jeez.
You played all the Dark Souls?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I almost picked up the full game a while back. It was like on sale, but I didn't pull the trigger on it.
Because you're not a real fan. Wow.
Dinah. Wow.
Dinah.
I'd say if you pick it up, I'd walk you through it, but it's being difficult on a new game plus 7 character.
Bragger. All right, Josh, next.
Josh.
Alrighty. So, level design. I said Streets of Rage. Just because not for best quality or anything like that, but that was more of like nostalgia because me and my dad would play through all those levels together.
Respect. Respect on that name.
Put some respect on my name. But yeah, I just remember having a really good time. That was one of my first childhood memories of playing video games with Streets of Rage on Sega. So yeah.
Yeah, bud. That's a good one. That's a respectable answer.
Yeah. Good game.
All right. So for me, level design is Resident Evil 2, the original, not the remake. Just adore that game, front to back, everything about it, and running through the police department, the backtracking, some of the just the environments you go through. Just it's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's well laid out. Super nostalgic. I leaned hard on nostalgia for this one. I kind of wanted to put Resident Evil 2 for everything, but I chose not to. But this one right here is definitely, I think, level design. That's one of my favorite games because of the environment and the levels. So there's that.
Nice.
Frosty.
Level design. That said Super Mario 3. Just because of the fact that the game changes so much. Like it was one of the first times I remember as a kid playing a game where like the environment would change so much. Like and how the level design was so unique from world to world. Like you were in plains, and then you were in a desert, then you were in an ice world, then a water world, then there was Big World, my favorite world, where everything's super big. All the blocks are big. Giant turtles.
Wiener's still small, though.
Giant wieners.
Giant turtles in a trench coat. What movie?
Ninja Turtles.
Of course.
Of course.
So, but yeah, I feel like the level design in that game was awesome. And definitely a throwback, but yeah. It actually was one of the first ones that come to mind when I was thinking about this category, just because it's, it's Mario. Mario's always had really good level design. Like, not really a Mario I can't name, other than maybe, which I don't know. I didn't really like Sunshine that much, but Sunshine still had really good level design.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yep. All right. T-Bird.
I put Control.
Oh.
It had a very interesting level design. Something I don't see that often with like the kind of mind-bending areas to an extent. So yeah, that was the first thing that popped in my head whenever I saw the level design question. I was like, it's got to be that. Because where else do you have a building that's can shapeshift on a whim?
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. All right, Josh.
So, Protagonist, I said Delson Rowe. I think that's how you say it. That's Infamous Second Son. Basically picked him because he can do parkour and he can take people's powers and get powers and do all kinds of cool stuff. Simple answer for simple Josh.
I dig that. What's crazy is actually in the Infamous series, Delson is regarded as like the least likable protagonist. But I liked him. I thought he was good. He's
a good
guy.
I
played the game for 10 minutes and decided not for me.
Really?
Even though he looks like he hangs out in the tavern, New Brooklyn Tavern.
Yeah.
He's Pretty cool guy.
He reminded me of JJ. I don't know if you guys remember JJ.
Oh yeah,
That's who
yeah.
Delson reminded me of.
You remember JJ?
No, JJ. JJ the jet plane.
Yeah.
JJ Gyllenhaal.
Frost, if you only played 10 minutes and didn't dig it, I would highly recommend. I'd encourage you to go back and try again. That game gets really fun. Yeah. Like, and it doesn't take long either. So
look, it's just like Saints Row for me. Like once you start upgrading like all your powers and abilities and stuff, like everything is a lot more fun.
Agreed. All right, so my protagonist would be Duke Nukem. Hail to the king.
I knew
baby.
it. I freaking knew it.
I actually had put in the doc just so y'all saw it. It was like I put like Resident Evil 6 because they had two like characters in there, Chris and Leon. But hail to the king, baby. Gotta have Duke Nukem.
Your trickery doesn't get me.
Yes, Duke Nukem is the ultimate protagonist. He's the epitome of everything 80s and awesome. So,
Oh, there's a lot of people hating on Duke Nukem now.
yes,
I remember back in the day, Duke
freaking
Nukem
nerds.
was awesome. Now it's like every time you turn on IGN or something, they're like, Duke Nukem, he's such a sexist. He's a video game character. He's modeled after like the 80s action star.
Yes.
Of course he is. That's the point, moron.
Dude, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and someone wrote into their show and had a game called "Did Duke Do That Dookie?" Yes, and it was. And so someone wrote in all these really bad one-liners, and the game was guess if Duke Nukem actually said this or not. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Did Duke do that dookie?
What a great game to play at the Christmas party.
Oh my gosh, yes. Or a bar mitzvah.
On the show.
Yeah, on the show, yeah.
Bar mitzvah. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Duke Nukem. All right, Frosty.
All right, Samuel, it's time to play. Did Duke do that dookie? Protagonist. This was a tough one for me. Put one that's I guess would be kind of relevant. Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah.
Like his character is really, really cool. He's never read the books. That's something I would like to get into. If I could read. And I would
I can't read.
I can't never learn to read. I played the third Witcher, so I didn't get a chance to play the other two. Unfortunately. But Geralt's a really cool character. Like he's got a lot of story behind him. You know, he's been through a lot of stuff. And I just find the idea of The Witcher just very interesting. And the fact that like he's supposed to be this, you know, this mutant that's designed to hunt monsters and make money and not fall in love, but he ends up like falling in love and having emotions. That's kind of like a big no-no with Witchers. So
no ding ding without the wedding ring.
Mm-hmm.
No tanky panky.
So, but yeah, I think it's cool. And the Netflix show came out. It was really cool and just kind of, I don't know, showed us, more of Geralt and who he is and what makes him tick. And I think Henry Cavill nails it too. So cool.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
Henry Cavill's awesome in The Witcher. He's also really great in Batman versus Superman. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is the 4-year anniversary of that masterpiece of a movie. So I watch Batman versus Superman every single week, and sometimes more than once. And the other night, me and the wife were laying in the bed, and she was reading about COVID-19, and she didn't turn on the trash reality shows. So I snuck in a little BBS, and she's like, "Babe, why do you put this on before you go to bed every night?" I said, "Babe, it's a masterpiece.
It's my oasis."
Watch trash.
Wow, you watching that trash again? Wow.
Wow.
Babe, wow.
Wow, Daryl. Really?
So
You chose Batman over Superman over Tiger King.
yes, and I will continue to make that choice.
Look, don't put those two in front of me, okay? Not right now.
Oh God! All right, T-Bird.
Yeah, this one was kind of a rough one for me to pick, but I decided Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Just a good old Lombax.
That's
Good
with the
old
big old
fashioned good
wrench.
guys.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun answer.
Just a couple little furries wrenching and blasting.
Yeah.
And it's not weird in
Well, fur babies.
50 states.
All right, Josh.
Oh,
Do you know what an
God.
antagonist is?
Yes. It's kind of like
Yes.
the bad guy, right?
I
I picked.
like the bad guy, yes.
Listen, God. I picked Alma. She is this weird, scary, terrifying little girl in
Yeah.
fear.
Is that George Jetson's wife?
Alma. Yeah. No, but this girl had like a presence about her. It just made the game so freaking weird, like really kind of eerie. Yeah, have you guys played? I know
Yep.
Daryl has played Fear. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, I play Fear.
I haven't at all.
Well, they know who I'm talking about.
Play Fear.
Yeah, that was my.
That's a good answer. So I picked Resident Evil 7 as the game that had the best antagonists. But in Resident Evil 7, the antagonist is actually one little girl. Spoilers, due to the development of the viruses, she's able to use this mold spore to control other people and kind of mutate them. And so they take these crazy backwoods Louisiana rednecks and make them psychopathic mutated killers. And just the dialogue and the stuff that they say, especially Marguerite in that game. Oh my gosh.
Margarita.
Frosty knows what I'm talking about. Like, she's just nasty.
Yeah. She's a
You
dirty
shut
woman.
up and eat your dinner, boy.
Dirty whore.
He don't like it. He's not gonna eat it. Oh, F. It is just wild. It's just way over the top. But yeah, when I was thinking, I really wanted to put Wesker, but like there's Resident Evil 5 would be the best Wesker game, and I've chose that for something else. So what better game to choose than Resident Evil 7?
Nice. I like it.
All right, Frost.
Mine's kind of a weird one, but it really I guess resonated with me. Going back to nostalgia, I said Lavos. He is the bad guy in like the main baddie in Chrono Trigger, and I feel like they handled his character really well because it was like not only did he affect one part of the game, but it was he was always in the back of your mind the whole game. Like the whole game was centered around we need to travel through time to save the world. And then by the time you get to the end of the game, you realize that like Lavos is just omnipresent. Like he's always there. Like there's even multiple ways to get to him in the game. Some are, harder than others. Like you can either play the game straight up and go all the way through to beat him, or there's like an option where you can just go straight in and fight him, which they don't really recommend unless you're playing a new game plus and you have all your characters beefed up. I've done it before and died quickly. So, yeah, I just thought I thought it was kind of a cool bad guy because he just set the whole stage of like what the game was about. It's like, right off the bat, it's like he came, he basically was what was responsible for killing all the dinosaurs. Then he lied dormant in the earth, and then he's going to come back in the future and basically destroy the world. Well, we have to stop this kind of deal, So it's kind of cool premise. I mean, simple but efficient, and just worked well with that game. And not only that, but he has multiple forms too, just like any good bad guy or main antagonist. So if you're not prepared, like it could be quite the battle. But it's
Very
good
nice
stuff. I had a hard time because I wanted to put this game in multiple categories, including music, gameplay, story, but kind of wanted to, spice things up.
All right. T-Bird.
I put Gwyn from Dark Souls 1. That's basically the final boss of the entire game. You're basically just like you're basically trying to like destroy this man's kingdom that he's trying to keep alive, but with him keeping this kingdom alive, it God,
What the freak? The darkness.
Yeah, it's the darkness and ruins everything because people fart and break me. I'm done.
Poor Tanner. All right, Josh, highest difficulty.
Highest difficulty.
Life.
I took this as the hardest. Yeah, Sims 3.
Who said that?
Nah, I'm pretty much maxed out at life right now, so.
God. Sorry, Josh.
The correct answer is World at War.
Oh,
This is such a hard game. Good God.
That was hard as a nutsack. One thing harder than my life, World at War.
Oh, man. I agree.
That was sack
Whoa,
throwing.
all right. Mine would be Spec Ops The Line. When you had to beat the game on FUBAR difficulty to get the platinum trophy, that game was stupid hard. It was like wanted to pull my hair out, but it didn't have any, so I had to just punch myself in the nuts.
So you just stretched.
And just nad shots constantly. It's like, why?
The hardest difficulty for me was the the combo trials in Ultra Street Fighter 4. And I know it sounds silly, but there's like 20 of them per character, and they're ridiculous. And I was gonna put like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That had some hard combo trials too. And I feel like what made Ultra Street Fighter 4 that much harder was probably the fact that there are one frame linkers instead of like 2 or 3 frame, which basically that means your timing has to be perfect. And so you could be in the middle of this combo, and if you don't hit this combo like dead on, your last like linker is gonna miss. Like I've had that happen so many times. Like you've had like a 8 to 10 hit combo that you're doing. Right before you get the last one, you didn't hit the last move just right. So when you go to super into it or ultra into it, you drop it. It's like, oh my gosh. And yeah, there's trophies associated with that. That. So hard. Like I'm all for going into the lab and practicing to hone your skills in a fighting game. No, thank you. I will create my own combos. Thank you.
Combo my way out of here.
I got the Mile High Club from Modern Warfare.
Oh, God. I remember when you got that.
I cheated to get it, but I got it.
How did you cheat, dude?
I got to the final part where I had to shoot the guy that's holding a hostage and just put it on veteran difficulty that way.
So you can play that part on recruit, and then right there at the end, save and quit. Join back into your game on harder difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, that's smart, dude.
You can do that to the entire game on veteran.
That's super smart.
That's what I did because done it once before, I think on 360. I was not about to do it again.
Well, you just got 2 life points for that one.
All right, Josh.
New Game Plus, I don't have an answer for that, so you guys could go.
They don't have a New Game Plus on Call of Duty?
That's why you just played it again.
Yeah, you die and come back.
So I wanted to use New Game Plus for some of the other games in here, and I had to use them for other categories. So the game I'm putting on there right now is Batman Arkham Knight, because I wanted to find a way to put this game in here, in this list, but I used the categories for other things, and I'm playing back through Batman Arkham Knight on New Game Plus right now for trophies. So it's a great game. I love it a lot.
For me, I said Castlevania Symphony of the Night. There is a New Game Plus option in the game, if I'm not mistaken, but I know there's there's a way you can beat the game with 100% and then 200%. So for those of you who aren't familiar, basically you can play the game and you get to what you think is the last boss and you beat it. You can get one ending, or you can get these items which allows you to. So the last boss you think is Richter Belmont. Spoilers, it's not. You find these items that allow you to see this like glowing orb above him, and you find out he's actually being controlled by the Dark Priest Shaft. No, not Samuel Jackson. It's no, that's not a euphemism for my penis. It is just a character in a game. Relax, Tanner. Put your pants back on. So, anyways, so you defeat that boss, and you find out that the cat that you go into what's called the inverted castle. The map it literally flips upside down, and then you play the game again. What you have different bosses, there's different enemies, they're harder, and then you get to what eventually would be Dracula, and you fight Dracula. You can also play the whole game using Richter Belmont, which is kind of cool. Kind of tough though, because that game's not really designed around his character. So there's like certain parts where you would use like a double jump. You can't really use a double jump with him, so you have to like go a whole different path just to, what you call it, proceed through the game, I guess. But yeah, that was a cool one. I guess kind of a pseudo new game plush.
Sweet. T-Bird.
Well, in the same kind of vein as his, I put Nier Automata. Basically, to actually get the true ending of the game, you got to beat it 3 different times. So
cool.
And each time, like the second playthrough is kind of because you're basically just replaying the stuff you've already done on the first playthrough, but from a different character's perspective. But when you get to the third playthrough, you're an entirely different character, kind of just in the background of certain events happening, trying to prevent things from happening as well.
Sweet. All right, Josh.
So my DLC, I did put Goat Simulator because there's some really, really funny. I don't know if anybody else enjoys that game, but it's very, very mindless, and that's like one of the first games I bought whenever I got an Xbox.
My wife played that a while back. When I downloaded it, I was playing it. She's like, I want to play this. So I was like, okay. And so she stayed up one night. Like, she didn't have to work the next day. She stayed up a couple hours and played it and like got a bunch of trophies for me.
Yeah, it's super fun. I think that's what I'm going to do for Jordan next. When she gets bored with The Sims, I think I'm going to get Goat Simulator again. Maybe on Steam or either PlayStation. I don't know yet. But there is DLCs for Goats in Space, where it's kind of like a Star Wars feel to it, and you're in space like shooting stuff with your lasers and stuff. So that's pretty funny. And there's another DLC. What was the other one? It's called Goat Simulator Payday. Basically, you could become a camel in that one.
It's pretty funny.
So yeah,
camel,
pretty good. It's pretty funny. I like when you lick the roller coasters and you freaking go flying.
Yep.
Doesn't happen in real life. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that in real life, kids. Oh, and there's one called Goats where you basically you're zombie goats.
All right, for my DLC, I'm gonna say Saints Row 4 Get Out of Hell, because Get Out of Hell, even though it was standalone DLC, was still DLC, and that was my first Saints Row Platinum, and I had such a blast playing through that game. As a matter of fact, Josh and I played that together a little bit, and
yeah, that was my first Platinum. You helped me get my first
game.
Platinum.
I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and it really capitalized on the sheer absurdity of Saints Row. Like it needed any help, but it was just like, man, I enjoyed it so much I went and platinum Saints Row 4. So man, it was a good game. I liked it.
I wanted to pick that one, but I seen that you picked it and I didn't want to pick the same one again.
DLC. Bloodborne, the Old Hunters. Great DLC. They added a lot of like interesting lore to the story. Kind of like a backstory kind of deal, kind of feel to it. They added a lot of like really difficult enemies, some awesome bosses, some we love, some we hate. But most of all, they added like one of the coolest weapons in the game, the World Geek Soul, which is like the primary is just a club, and then you can attach this like saw to your club and just saw through your enemies. It's pretty amazing. It's super OP. So.
Yeah, Daryl should know me and you two-man the boss while he was off doing something in the boss arena.
The Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great.
So, T-Bird.
Taylor's character wore a dress.
He did.
Yeah, I think I still got that clip somewhere. I gotta find it. I put Final Fantasy 15's DLC because there's some spots in the game where party members would leave and they didn't really explain why. And that the DLC that came out was that chunk of the story where they were off doing their own side stuff, which adds a lot of stuff to that game because you find out why Iggy lost his eyes. You find out what happened to Gladio because he got a big scar on his face, and pretty solid side stuff or side stories and everything.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Josh.
So for co-op, actually the next two categories I feel like they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. But for co-op, I picked Balops 2. I had the most time in that video game co-op, and probably some of the most fun in that game. I talk about it a lot. I like it. It's what I like. Haven't played it in years, obviously. Now I went back and tried to play it a while back on a new console, Xbox One, and it was super buggy and is just impossible to get through one match with all the freaking modding and stuff going on. But back in the day, it was a great game.
Or you just suck at it now. I mean, that's just there. That is an option.
Either that or, the guy doesn't have infinity bullets and he's not have God mode on.
Well, I am going to say my favorite co-op game is Resident Evil 5. I've told the story in the show many times why I like that game, but that drop-in, drop-out co-op campaign was very nice. I liked it a lot.
Very nice.
Yep,
Very nice.
Co-op Mercs. Frost.
That was so much fun. So good. I actually changed my answer. I did have Left 4 Dead 2, or Left 4 Dead in general.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because it's just one of the greatest co-op games ever, and we need to throw it bad. But I changed my answer last minute because I was just sitting here thinking, and Gears of War 2 Horde mode was like so many hours spent playing that, man. It was so good. Just you really had to work as a team and just hone your skills to fight off hordes of the enemy. It was great. I loved it so much. I miss it a lot. We need another game. I mean, I know there's games out there like that, but I don't know, man. It's so good. Like everything's going to this battle royale stuff now, which is cool. But there's something about four more people getting together and like on a team to fight off some locust and unlock some Chivos.
Yep. They say that the horde mode in 5 is really good.
Oh, it is. It's very good.
Well,
I put kind of just cheating with this one again. The whole Borderlands saga. It's like Daryl said, Resident Evil 5's drop in, drop out campaign, and it doesn't really matter with your level either because I've helped people level up in that game when I have maxed out characters that jump in and help them get caught up in the story, drop them some guns and bounce. So,
yeah,
And it's a fun game when you have a group of 4 people and y'all are trying to take on this super hard boss, and then you finally kill him, and then you finally get the loot you've been wanting.
Very good.
So.
Very good.
I could really plug in like different ones, you know, like extinction mode would be good for that if we're counting that. Any of the zombies, like World at War Zombies was the first time I've ever played a zombies game like that. All those are really great for co-op. A lot of good memories playing those games.
Yeah, we've split screen Call of Duty Ghost, the extinction mode, several times. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good time.
Pretty good.
All right, online.
So online, I'll say Halo, like in general Halo, but Halo 4 specifically, and Halo Reach as well. I kind of those two, I guess. But
Are you ghosting Halo 2 again?
My Ghost in Halo 2.
Yeah, the greatest Halo.
Halo 2 is really good. It's really good. I liked Halo 4. And I mean, I liked Reach 2. I like all of them. I'm not gonna say I didn't like. I think they changed up whenever they got to 5. But yeah, I between Blops 2 and Halo, like in general, that's the most I've ever played multiplayer online or anything like that. And I was in a clan on Halo 4 specifically for about probably a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. Met up with some really cool people online one day and ended up, becoming friends on Facebook and whatever. And we would meet every single night at a specific time and play Halo 4 and just freaking have a good time with it. And so that's why I say online, Halo 4 online.
I'm going to say Dying Light is my favorite online game, only because I had Gears 2 on there. And I kind of feel like I kind of figured Frosty would take Gears 2, and then I thought about putting Halo on there, but I really did think one of you guys would grab Halo. And I was like, I don't know, what's something different that I just loved online? And of course, Resident Evil 5 would be the next thing. So Dying Light, and that game really changes. Like playing online with people takes the game that's a horror game and an intense horror game, and then It makes it such a just goofball, over the top. Like playing online with people is so much fun. So I don't know. I really, really enjoy the online for that game. All right, Frosty.
Oh, my turn. Did not know. I said for online Rainbow Six Siege. I feel like when it was between Rainbow Six Siege was going to be either online or co-op, because I feel like they both kind of go hand in hand, because it's like the ultimate team-based shooter, in my opinion. Just because it's each level is, I don't know. There's some operators in the game that are good, but some that are just so essential for depending on what situation you're in. So you really have to work as a team even before you start the match of who's using what. You know what I mean? Whether you're on the attacking or defending team. I just think it's an awesome game. I feel like when it was a little rocky when it first released. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Played the beta. And then it's been heavily supported since then. The player base has really grown. I haven't checked the numbers or seen anything on it lately. I think it's still pretty well played. I know they just recently released some new operators.
Dude, that game has blown up the past couple years.
Okay. And that's good. I like to see that. Because I feel like the game deserves it. I think it's a good game. I want to see more. I've always enjoyed Rainbow Six games. And for a while there, every time they'd come out with a Rainbow Six game, it was kind of like hit or miss. Like Vegas was really good.
Oh, God, yes. Vegas 2.
Forgot
I don't. It's actually sitting right here on my desk. When I did for the Backlog Beatdown, I played a bunch of the Call of Duty games. And next on my list of shooters to knock out is Vegas.
Yeah, those are good, man. They even had good stories. I felt like the first game had a better story and an okay online, and then the second game was like better online and an okay story. That kind of flopped. But you did have co-op in the second story, which was cool because you could play the story together.
Something special, baby.
Yeah, that was fun. It goes right along in the category of horde modes. Like we need more of that. It's so fun. But yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, I think it's a great game, and it surprises me how well it stood the test of time. But it's also doesn't surprise me because the game's just really good, and they've done a ton to the game to support it and release new operators and stuff. They even changed like a lot of mechanics in the game. With certain operators. Like there's an operator where you could put these traps on a door. And the game first came out, like the little laser beam, laser light that would be across the doorway or the window, like you could blatantly see. So it was always hard to trap people. Then they updated it to where they made the light like really dim, so it's like kind of hard to see. So it was easier to trap your opponents, because if they're like running, like trying to flank you or something, or get to position to flank the enemy, flank your team, and they're not paying attention and they're sprinting full speed, you're going to run right into one of those things and kill them. So it's cool how they paid attention to little things like that and updated it and like made it better for the players. You know what I mean? And kind of go back to your argument earlier, or the conversation you were having earlier about how gamers just complain about everything. It's like they spent all this time upgrading the game and making it better and all this stuff, and like people still complain, But it doesn't change the fact that it's, they're doing what they can to make the game fun and make it,
well, it's
stand the test of time.
If you own it, you'll be able to play it on Xbox 6 and the PS5. So there's that.
I don't currently own it, unfortunately. I've been wanting to rebuy it, though.
Well, I put down Modern Warfare 2. That's still hands down my favorite online shooter I've played, period.
So good.
But yeah, going back to it, bunch of modders ruining it for everybody.
Of course.
Yeah.
So can't really have any fun like that.
That's a toxic community. And that happens just over time. Like Siege can have its toxic players. I've met them.
Dude,
League of Legends is terrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah, League's real bad.
Yeah.
Man, I the new Call of Duty's, like, if you play Search and Destroy or anything like real like team based oriented on there, oh boy, the toxicity comes back.
Okay, trophies and achievement. I'm just gonna be simple, Josh, just like the name says. And my name is Mayo because you can get all the trophies and the platinum in about an hour. So,
dang, son.
Except for Daryl and Hector.
Boom, drop the mic.
I don't know, man. I don't even want to talk about it. That was a weird time in my life.
Y'all playing too hard.
We couldn't pop the trophies correctly. Jeez. For me, being that I am almost at my 200th platinum, and I've gotten the trophies and achievements and all types of games, I went with Killer is Dead. That was my 100th platinum. I really enjoyed that. It was, a steady flow of trophies as you beat the game, trophies for doing specific things. And then there was a handful of grindy ones. You had to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, and then you had to, get all the little unlockables and what have you. And it was fun. I wasn't one of those games that grinded so long that it took the fun away. And the game on the hardest difficulty, talking about a game with a good New Game Plus, that game had a really good New Game Plus. So when you rolled over with all your abilities and stuff, it wasn't that bad. You could play it on the hardest difficulty, and as long as you played patiently and played smart, it wouldn't kick you in the weenie.
No, this was a tough one for me. I didn't really have a good answer. I'd say I said I can't see Gears.
Yeah, because they had
Gears.
good campaign achievements, but then when you get to the multiplayer stuff, those annex kills and just all the crazy kills you had to do that was tough.
Well, how about I was like one achievement away from getting 1,000 G in the first Gears, because I loved the achievements in the first Gears, because it was like you beat the campaign on basically every difficulty. Then you have your collectible achievements, you pick up cog tags. Then you had your get 100 kills with each weapon online, which was awesome. Loved it. I love doing it because I played the heck out of that game anyway. I was gonna get those trophies. The only one that lingered for so long was 100 kills with the Hammer of Dawn, and I never got that one. Because when they did the Annex update, I played it for a good bit, and then I quit playing, and I went back to it, and everyone was saying how it was glitched. Like if you didn't get the achievement, like before the update or whatever, like chances are it's going to glitch and you can't get it. And I tried, he was using the heck out of that freaking Hammer of Dawn. I just couldn't get the achievement. So don't think I ever got 1,000 G in that game. So I got robbed. I don't know. I can't think of a good game. Like, oh gosh, what's that game?
I was just about to say Shadow of Mordor, because you got that platinum, and that one had
Shadow of Mordor had awesome trophies, or just trophies, achievements in general. It was fun. It was fun getting those. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's a pretty good game too.
Fun game. I enjoyed the heck out of that game anyway. So there wasn't really trophies in that game where I was just like, oh my gosh, what a slog. Like I genuinely enjoyed getting them all. So.
All right, T-Bird.
It was good.
You want to finish this out?
Good Lord. Skyrim.
Yeah.
I got all the achievements on it on Xbox. Had a little icon for like a week, and then they took it away from me because of DLC.
That was.
I've been farting the whole podcast too.
Oh my god. You started, dude. You had to.
The fart cast.
That was so bad.
Interrupted by a fart.
Oh god. All right. Well, yep, Skyrim. That one had some trophies and achievements on it too. So poor Tanner.
I'm not trying to do it while Tanner talks, because I know how he feels.
All right, guys. Well, that was a good, lengthy, meaty, girthy podcast. With
don't ever give us a twat at again.
Twat at
Dude, I know that twat just drugged the floor.
Right. Well,
the meaty twat.
Well, let's get out of here then.
Zach, we appreciate the topic, but
all right.
Go make a fart shark
all
butterfly.
Right, yep, shark butterflies. All right, so thank you so much for checking out the Loot Bros podcast. If you're still here and you made it this far,
shutterfly.
Did I say that?
A sharterfly.
A sharterfly. That's pretty good. All right, yeah. Be sure to join in with us and do the backlog beatdown. Beat some games, post it in the group. You get points for every game you beat. You lose points for every game you buy. Hashtag the backlog beatdown. It's a blast. Beating all kinds of games. It really has saved me from buying some games because I wanted to buy a lot of stuff on sale, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to take the point.
This last sale was weak.
Weak sauce.
I mean, controls on this last sale. So
yes, it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's $25.
So good.
I didn't see it. I retract my statement.
Yeah, be sure to check out our socials. Go leave us some reviews, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out 2236. Gonna drop another episode here in the coming days. I've got some special appearances on some other podcasts. You guys got anything you want to drop here soon? round us out?
Random. You could find me on Spotify, actually, at Joshua Krebs.
All right.
That's a random, simple Josh for you.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DB_Frosty.
That's Dick Balls.
That's Dick Balls Frosty. Speaking of which, Josh, you didn't get, like, the demon didn't come put his penis in your mouth this week, did he? I haven't heard from you in a while, just making sure.
Not this week, brother.
Okay.
They don't know about that.
So I heard you guys recorded another episode, podcast, something.
We
got something in the works. We got something in the works.
Something in the works. I guess that's what we should have butt plugged. We do have something in the works. More of a, which this is a comedy show, anyways, basically. But
no, this show's a joke. There's a big difference.
more of a comedy-esque show. We'll be talking about everything in that little show. But it's gonna be the side dick.
Everything you love about the show, but just other stuff, other non-video game related stuff, video reacts and stuff. So still in the works. We'll be announcing if we can ever get it get a solid episode recorded and get it out there. We'll let you guys know. And hopefully you enjoy it, and we'll make more of it, and just more content for the listeners, because you guys are awesome and have been supporting us and stuff. So,
yes.
Very cool. All right. Well, this has been the Loot Bros Podcast, and we are out.
Holla, 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 holla.
We've been lied to for so long. We swallow bitter pills every day. We sing the same song. Half truths dressed up in disguises. Best believe though that when the hurt rises, I will choose not to give control to a world that would bury me to get my soul. You cannot convince me that this is all there is. So many questions left unanswered, like I'm taking a quiz. Somebody yells sin, here they come with the stones. Walk a mile in their shoes, but would it change your tone? Once a heart breaks, it will never be the same. We're burning bridges, now nothing but the ashes remain. Burn bright, we fade fast. How can we ever last? Think about the times, all the people that you ever passed. Did you tell them Christ died? Look them in the worried eyes. Give them any hope to help them rise up out their old life. We're supposed to take the light into the darkest places. Know your enemy and that he wears many faces. I will not relent until I'm laid into the ground. Seeking out the lost, making sure they're getting found. Tell everyone you see how much they're really worth. They were meant for great things while they're on this earth. Once a heart breaks,